Hey y'all, K Divine coming back with another message. This is part two to my last message about the new supply is the narcissist karma. On top of that, you got to understand too, you were the grade A supply. Now, while I was on my like narcissistic recovery journey, like in the beginning stages, the T on MPD with Telsha was one of my go-to channels because the information that she has and her experience is just it was really resonated with me. So go check out her videos if you're not already familiar with her. The T on MPD, T as in TEAT, with Telsha. And when she talks about the grade A supply, she always said like if she was like if you're grade A supply, she was like you pull the power grid. And at first I wondered, I was like, am I grade A supply? Like, am I? But it's like you will know if you're grade A supply. You will know. And that's why I said, like, if the narcissist is cycling through new supply really quickly, like they're having a hard time keeping supply around, and not even just like new partners, but also like friends. Are they, because are they getting more and more like angry? Are they like they're showcasing who they really are more, like their mask, they're not able to keep their mask on as much as they used to now that you're gone. They fed off of your energy. And I'm going to talk about sexual relations with narcissists and how they strip you of your energy. Because have you ever noticed how you always tired around that narcissistic person, how you start getting sleepy? I remember when I was with my ex, like as soon as I would hit the threshold of his apartment, I would instantly start feeling drained. There was a heavy darkness that like circles and centers around him. And like I remember like maybe one of the last times that we had like intimate, like we were intimate together. I remember just, even though like I slept okay that night, like I just was so tired, and I was tired for like 2 or 3 days. It took me a while to get my energy back. And when I fully disconnected from him, man, and I was on like I was doing like some fitness stuff at the time too. I was on it. I never had so much energy in my life being so disconnected from certain people. I'm telling you, you will know that you're grade A supply based on the amount of energy that you receive back and how you watch this person. Even if it looks like they're doing good, they pretend like they're happy. The people around them pretend like they're happy. None of those people are really happy. A lot of them are covering things up, even if they are, getting new stuff, expensive stuff or whatever. Like they really not happy, and most of them are faking it, and they broke, or they're going broke as you speak. They needed you. You fueled that person. You fueled them. Like you are the power source, and they don't have a backup generator, or the one that they have is like really old and it's faulty, so it loses power. But they'll never get that original power source back, ever. It's never coming back. You are the grade A supply, and now it's time for you to utilize that energy and pour it back into yourself. It's time for you to utilize that energy and do the things that you need to do for yourself. But being the grade A supply, it's like a blessing and a curse in a way, because it's like for the narcissist, it's a curse because they're feeding off of you, but it's a blessing. It's a blessing when you finally step into your power and realize like how expensive your energy is. When you step back and realize like it's you. You that girl, you that boy, you the one. It's I mean, and let's just think about like narcissistic jobs, like with narcissistic bosses, or toxic jobs with narcissistic bosses. if you're grade A supply, those people feed off of your energy. They're feeding off of you, feeding off of your feedback, your ideas. They copy your essence. They copy the way you dress. They think that they can create another you. And then when you leave, it's not the same. And the energy, I'm sure, the energy in the room really changes. Your presence is known. Your absence is extremely felt, though. Those people are feeling your absence. They know that you're never coming back. They were hoping that they could break you to the point where you would feel like you need them. That's why they did you like that. They did you the way they did you, because they thought that after everything that they did, that you were gonna be like, I'm never gonna make it without these people. I'm just done. And that you would come crawling back and say, like, and just, play your role with them so that they could feel powerful. But it's like, if you had to do all of that, if you had to do all of that, it's like, you're just showing me how these people literally show you how powerful you are by how they attack you. They show you just how powerful you are by when they gang stalk you, and when they're sending people to watch you, and that, you got to be a powerful person. Really, you got to be a very powerful person for people to be checking in and trying to watch you and trying to see what you're doing and where you going and who you with and where you at, and they keeping tabs on you. But they claim they didn't like you. They claim that you were the problem. They claim that you were the issue. They claim that they were having a hard time in this department and having a rough season because of you. You were bringing them down. But they still ain't got no money. Their revenue is low. The systems that they put in place are crumbling and dismantling. But you seem to be doing okay. Even if, like I said before, like, even if shit is not all the way together, even if you aren't like, even if you're not exactly where you want to be, but the fact that you're still continuing to go, you're still continuing to grow, you're still continuing to move forward, that pisses those people off. Because they went around and told everybody that you wasn't shit and that you was never going to be shit. And now look at you, sitting over here glowing and moving forward and creating whatever it is you're creating, or doing whatever it is that you're doing, moving on to that better job, moving on to creating your own business, moving on to content creation, or whatever it is that you're doing, starting a garden, taking up crocheting, like, starting a workout program, whatever, getting yourself together, being the person that you want to be, that you need to be for you and for your loved ones. And that really, that's a narcissistic injury in itself, because they told too many people that you was going to be on your knees begging. They told them people, like, go watch my video when I said they wanted a show. They thought they was going to get a show. They thought that after everything that they did, you was going to holler and scream, and that you was going to be in somebody's psych ward. You was going to be behind bars and in jail. That's what them people thought was going to happen, that you was going to be crawling back to them, talking about I can't do this without you. I need your help. You don't need, and it's like, you realize, I never needed you. You needed me. They needed you. And they need you right now. They need you to fail so badly. That's why they're watching you. They need you to fail so badly, because your failure is their success in their minds. And it's so funny, because your success is already written. You might have some setbacks. You may have some delays. Things may not turn out exactly how you want them to turn out, but just know you're the grade A supply. Like, that energy is so potent. Like I said, like, it's life that we gonna go through some trials and tribulations, even when, we have our ups and our downs. Even like when we're on our way to the top, we're gonna have our ups and our downs. Things aren't always gonna pan out the way we want them to. However, your success is already written. It's already set in stone, and there's nothing that those people can do about it. There is nothing that they can do about it. I know you're tired. I know you've been struggling. I know that, as you're climbing, as you're going up, that things are not, You know, it doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always feel good in the moment. You know, it doesn't always feel like you're making progress, but you are making progress. Because just look at how, like, if you're unsure if you're really making progress, think about your mindset, for instance. Look at how you used to look at things and how negative you used to talk to yourself, and look at how you talk to yourself now. Like, when you're going through something difficult, like, what do you say to yourself? How do you come up out of those negative thoughts? Like, the fact that you're able to reroute that now, that's progress in itself, because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people negatively talk to themselves day in and day out, and that's why stuff's not working for them. They tell themselves that they can't do it, so they don't. And this is also a reason why it's kind of funny when these people be jealous of you, because it's like they want what you have, but it's like, I had to do a lot of inner work, and people can't see the inner work, but the inner work is shining and showing through you. Like I said, like, y'all are like glowing, you're shining, you look good, you look healthy, you look great. And that in itself, like, people can't explain that, because nobody just glows out of nowhere. That doesn't just happen. That doesn't just happen to people. You got to go through some things and grow through some things in order to get to that space where it really starts to show through you. And a lot of these people, you know, they be trying to go and get the most expensive face creams and everything, because they're like, I want that same glow as they have, but they can't emulate the glow that's within you. Even if you got blemishes on your face, you still glowing, shining, looking great. And they hate that. They hate it very much. You're the grade A supply, and they are dying without their power source. You are the powerhouse. They are losing in these times. They could try, like I said, they could cycle through as many new supplies they want. They could cycle through as many people trying to emulate what you did and how you were. It's never gonna stick. It's never gonna work for them. Not the way that they want it to. They can never make another you. You are very unique and very special. But that was my follow-up. That was my part 2. That was just a quick, just so y'all understand that. But if you want to book me for a one-on-one session, the link will be in the description below. I love you guys. It's your girl K Divine Shalom family. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.